Hey everybody, before we start the show, I wanted to remind you, or let you know, that the new Tre Magnifique full-length album, my second full-length album as Tre, is coming out on September 18th. It's called Bebop Cowboy, and you can pre-order a copy right now at tremagnifique.com. Also, there's a single out, But What Can You Do is the name of that song, and a music video, all that stuff. Check my socials or tremagnifique.com for the info there. Also, to support this show, as always, patreon.com/late-night. Go get video versions, mini episodes, all that kind of stuff. And today we have a really fun conversation with someone that we got as a recommendation from our listeners on our Discord, and that is Tre Watson. Tre is a wonderful person and musician, and I hope you enjoy our chat.
First things first, I see a Popeyes cup. What's in it and what's the order?
Oh, it's just a Diet Coke. My order is as OG and clean as it gets. Just a regular 3-piece spicy with a biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, beautiful.
Just wing, leg, and a breast were good.
What's your Popeyes order, Layden?
I've only had Popeyes twice because we don't have it in North Carolina. Because we have Bojangles and stuff, and I'm a big Bojangles head. Yeah.
We're going to have war. We're going to have words.
Oh, my God.
The only time I got sick in a chicken place was at a Bojangles.
Oh, no! Somehow I'm kind of not surprised by that.
You're going to have to
where are you from, Tre? I also don't know
Oh.
where the spread of Bojangles is in the country.
Well, my second was my question, but yes, please, Tre. Yeah.
I'm from Baltimore, so Baltimore, Maryland.
Yep.
So we got a pretty decent spread of a lot of things.
Because you're semi-south, but kind of not. Mostly not, right?
We are the northernmost southern state, technically.
Yeah.
Literally the top of Maryland is the Mason-Dixon line. So yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We get a little bit, but not much. Real Southerners do not consider us South.
Well, I was going to ask, do people in Maryland consider themselves Southerners, or it depends?
They try, but no one lets.
I also can't see wanting, as a Southerner, I can't really see wanting to be a Southerner.
Yeah. But are you in Baltimore now?
Yeah,
you live there currently? Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
I've kind of been a little bit all over, but most of my life I've just either been around Washington D.C. I used to work for NPR for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so
amazing.
That was a cool gig.
The D.C. affiliate?
Yeah, the national proper one. Getting to see all the tiny desks and stuff.
Oh, that's fun.
Okay, amazing.
Very cool.
What was the best tiny desk you saw?
Yeah.
The best one that I saw, that's hard. For me, it was Nile Rodgers and Chic.
I saw that one. Okay. I mean, first of all, obviously a complete legend. I mean, you can't get more legend than Nile Rodgers.
He's so good.
And just to watch him do his thing with the band and everything, that was a really good one.
Dude, seeing his band member doing the Soul Glow theme just in the middle of person, it was even crazier than the recordings.
So awesome. I've watched that exact clip I think about 100 times because it's so. Layden, have you seen this one?
No, I haven't. I'm
the guy
way behind on music
busts
stuff.
into the Soul Glow from Coming to America theme just in the middle of this set, and he fucking crush it. I mean, he just nails it. He's got the falsetto and everything, and he sounds
high notes
it's unbelievable, and it kind of comes out of nowhere. It is a moment. Yeah. I forget that guy's name that did the vocals on that.
It's slipping my name too, but
I feel like it's
so
Anthony something. I can't quite remember. But yes, that was the best part of that whole set.
Close second was Guar.
Amazing.
I've seen that one as well. Also great.
Super cool.
Yeah. That's cool. And you got to just hang and watch them in the studio.
Oh, it's so wild. The way that whole thing works is they'll send an email around when people go in the morning and they're okay, this group's coming in. I was on the audio engineering team, so I knew a little bit ahead of time. So I was I know where to position myself to be there.
Yeah.
But you get a half an hour, they go see the whole concert. And then in Guar's case, they just walked around the studio in the full costumes.
Hell yeah, they did.
And they are huge, like, public radio nerds, actually. Like, they knew, like, everything about our station.
Oh my God.
So it was so cool.
That's adorable of them.
It's awesome.
I love the idea of like Odorous being like, "Can I meet Terry Gross?" Like,
Yes, like,
yeah,
it's exactly kind of what it was, dude. It was awesome.
that's incredible. I mean, by all accounts, they're like total sweethearts and, you know, just a bunch of dorks. Obviously, there have been many members of the band over the years, but you kind of never hear a bad story about them, at least
True.
not these days. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that they just walked around in costume the whole time.
It was wild. But yeah, like, other than that, like, Baltimore is where I've been home pretty much my whole life. It's been great. Like, I love Baltimore. It's a really funny thing. You always hear so many people like stereotype the city, but man, like, I get into fights with like friends who are in other places, and I'm just like, nah, dude. If you haven't been here, you can't say anything. It's so good.
It's pretty great. You know, I grew up in North Jersey, and so it's not that. I mean, it's not close, but not that far. And I've been down many times over the years, and have a lot of friends who just like who didn't grow up there, who kind of went there, fell in love, and moved. You know, took their families there, and just like we'll spout off about how great it is all the time.
They call it Charm City for a reason, man.
Yeah, exactly. Can I tell you one of my favorite Baltimore memories from a couple years ago? So I wonder if you know this place. I was on tour. And I played, oh my God, I can't remember the club. It's near the waterfront. I'd have to look it up. I can tell you if I look. Baltimore Soundstage.
Yep. Played Soundstage so many times.
I bet, yeah. So the bus was parked outside there, and I did the ships, like the historic ships in the harbor.
Yeah.
But the thing I went to, which I thought was kind of a deep cut, but I was in love with, was the National Museum of Dentistry.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know that this exists at all?
I do, but I've never been, actually.
Right, because why would you? Like, there's truly almost no reason to go, except I was, you know, I'll like roll into a city, I'll be like, what's weird here? Came up, and I'm like, it was like a 20-minute walk away. Great. So,
yeah.
I mean, upsetting as you might imagine, because there's like weird, you know, devices with lots of spikes on them, and you know, it's like, but also,
how big is this museum?
It is not big. It's like a couple small floors,
like mouth sized.
Yeah, mouth sized. That's exactly right. But they have all sorts of like awesome old, you know, dental devices, and it was you know, it's a good hour or so of your life. So yeah, but I didn't know if as a Baltimore lifer, you would know about this.
See, I mean, the Walters Art Museum is where I would have gone, but hey, dentistry's cool too.
Yeah, I think it was like, you know, whatever was open in distance or whatever. But but yeah, I love Baltimore. I agree. It's a great place. So who are the big? Let's see, musically.
Hold on. I have a Baltimore question, which is, I've only been once. What are like the local spots and local food that you want to convert people to if they come to Baltimore?
Oh man, there's so many. Okay, so I'm actually gonna make sure that I don't incorrectly say the name. So like, everybody talks about, like, you know, crabs being like the Baltimore export like of choice. Fun fact, I'm allergic to crabs, so I had to find like a Baltimore export that I want to send people to. But one of the ones we have, if you eat meat, I've got a lot of vegan friends, but one of our exports is pit beef, which is just wood-fired roast beef sandwiches.
I've
heard of this.
Yeah,
they're so good.
Oh,
and the two places here that I recommend to everybody is Pioneer Pit Beef, which is in Baltimore County. It's like a little northwest of the city. And the other one is Chaps, which is like directly in the city. And if you go, you get what's called tiger sauce on it. It's like a mix of like mayo and horseradish.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
dude, it's so good.
And is it like on a roll?
It is on a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's life-changing. Like, I have
Baltimore
friends,
style pit beef.
Baltimore pit beef.
Amazing.
Every time I have,
sorry, I'm all about the food questions right now. I haven't eaten today.
I'm a foodie, so I'm all about it.
Same.
But like for me, it's like I have, we play a lot of like local shows and conventions out here, and a couple of my members of like my live band come from out of state. One of them is my co-vocalist Logan. He'll travel from Ohio. He lives like in like the Dayton-ish area. And before he leaves, he'll either ask if we can go get pit beef or go to like another one of our like things that we have out here that like you don't have anywhere else. Is a thing called Royal Farms.
I don't know about Royal Farms. Tell us about Royal Farms.
Okay. Almost the same way that Buc-ee's kind of has like a little cult of people.
Yep.
Royal Farms is like a gas station that has like amazing food, and they do, funny enough, fried chicken really well.
Oh, hell yeah.
Logan will leave Baltimore, go back to Ohio, and he will get like a box of chicken tenders, wedge fries, and cheese sauce every time.
And just drive him back.
He'll just be like, he'll leave and we'll be like, okay, so like he'll call and we'll check in and be like, okay, so how far are you? Like, how's your trip going? Oh, no, I took like an hour and went to Royal Farms. And we're like, of course you did.
That's awesome. I used to, when I lived in San Diego, when I would go, this is like 20 plus years ago, when I'd go back and visit my family in Jersey, I would pack my suitcase full of bagels to bring back. Like literally,
I've
like
never heard you say this.
No, I would get like 2 to 3 dozen bagels, like put them. I would leave extra room in the suitcase on the way home, so because I knew I would come back with them. Because at the time, bagels are better in Southern California. Now, at the time, it was hot garbage. It was just a wasteland of bagelry. And I would get 2 or 3 dozen bagels and pack them in my suitcase. They would get just shot to hell on the plane ride back. But I just, as soon as I get back home to my place in San Diego, put them in the fridge or the freezer, and then, have frozen actually decent bagels for the next, whatever month or so. And it was like, sometimes you just got those foods. It's like, I just got to bring it with me. That's the way, man. I just got to do it.
That's the way.
Yeah.
So flip side, Trey, I know you've toured around. What's the bagel suitcase for you? Like, if you're in a place, what are you most excited to get and
my God,
squirrel away?
That's so tough. Because now I've been like several places. Because like I don't know what you guys have like seen that I did, but last year I was the singer for Naruto, the Symphonic Experience.
This was my sneaky segue into this topic.
Believe me, we definitely want to talk about that. Yes.
Oh man, like I've been to so many places, and this is so funny because like normally, like before that, like my life was the East Coast or LA and like nowhere else in the country.
Yeah.
So actually getting to see the country was cool, but like I think for me, if there's one thing that I could just stash and bring back, it is Wisconsin pizza.
Okay.
I know that's such a weird deep cut, but
no, but this is the kind of stuff. This is the perfect answer. Tell us about it.
So we played Madison, Wisconsin, and this is such a weird one because like they're so great.
Yeah.
I had a weird like moment of like brushing with death and also having the best pizza in my life in the same day. Me, our shamisen player Jeff, and our saxophone player Anthony decided, because we were like the oldest people on the tour, we were like, all right, we're gonna go have our like old man lunch. We walked down to like this izakaya and tried Japanese food. Great, by the way.
Yeah.
But I ordered like okonomiyaki, which is just like a wheat pancake with cabbage.
The best.
It's dope.
They didn't tell me they put shrimp in it.
Oh no.
Which I'm allergic to. So Jeff and Anthony are looking at me like, you gonna be okay, dude? And I'm like, my EpiPen's in the hotel room. If something happens, we can just walk back. We're like a mile away. It's fine. Totally fine. But like on the way out after we perform, turned out to be fine. But on the way out, we're like, okay, we're starving after this show. We got to grab something on the way out of the state. We go to a place called Ian's. It is just like this kind of like middle of nowhere little pizzeria. It's run by college students. It looks so like nondescript, but they just had a thing where you get like 2 slices of pizza, and I swear to you, it's like somehow, maybe it's just Wisconsin cheese or something, somehow like the best slice of pizza I've ever had in my life.
Real in Wisconsin. So okay,
this place has mac and cheese pizza.
So yes, that was one of the slices.
I'm fucking in.
All right, so I googled Wisconsin pizza, and the thing that comes up, it says thin cornmeal crust, square cut. Is that the kind of thing?
That was not what it was. It was just a traditional like triangle slice.
Yeah.
But next time I'm out there, I'm gonna have to try that.
I am obsessed with regional pizza differences. Like,
Absolutely.
Growing up in the New York area, I was very like suburban New York. Like New York, New Jersey pizza is like the classic, like get a slice kind of pizza. But I feel like now there's so in New Jersey, do you know about Trenton tomato pies?
Yes.
About this?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that's like close enough to Maryland where you might, there might be some tomato pie. Do you know about tomato pies? Clayton?
No, I do not.
I mean, you see them more broadly, but oh my God, what's the place? DeStefano's, something like that. There's like a canonical tomato pie place in Trenton. They, for whatever reason, it's not a pizza, it's a tomato pie, even though it's a pizza.
It's basically a pizza.
It is a pizza, and they kind of cut it crazy, like they slice it all weird. It's basically a pizza.
That's a wild gimmick.
They kind of cut it like they're mad at it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I will always remember I went to one place in Trenton, and we went during the Super Bowl, which I'm not really a sports guy. So I was like, I've always wanted to try this place. It's a little, shack, but let's go now and we'll see if we can get in. We went with my wife, Rachel, and she had to use the bathroom. And they were like, yeah, sorry, we don't have one of those. And I was like, in the restaurant? And they're like, yeah. I was like, this is a restaurant? And by the way, this was clearly, it was like one of the famous places. It looked like it was a house. It was like Trenton has row houses similar to Baltimore. And I think it was just a converted house, and they just didn't have a public bathroom, and we had to leave.
Well, if it was a converted house, I wouldn't be letting people in the bathroom.
I wouldn't either. But on a similar note, I wouldn't open a public restaurant in my converted house without a bathroom. But the pizza was great. Oh, sorry, the tomato pie.
The tomato pie.
Yeah.
Cutting it like you're mad at it is the most accurate depiction of those Google images I just saw.
It's such a really funny, like weird Jersey thing. You see them like in part, a little bit further south and into Pennsylvania as well. I don't know. Do you guys have those down by you? Probably they didn't make it as far as Maryland.
Nah, they didn't get that. Like, I wish. Well, we do have a regional variant too, though. And now that I'm thinking about it, we have a spot. It's like a little local chain called Lido Pizza.
Okay.
Their thing is fully square pizzas.
Like actual.
Like the shape of the box. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's
and
cool.
They arrange it that you get like a square slice where like each thing is kind of arranged where you get like the whole thing on one slice.
Oh, that's considerate.
It's pretty good. Like Lido is like the thing. You will hear a lot of Marylanders talk about Lido all the time. I don't eat there that much, weirdly enough.
I gotta ask all my Baltimore friends about these places because I've been a bunch. They've never taken me to anywhere but crab stuff.
Oh, dude. And that's what it always is. See, just gonna be like, listen, you've been selling me a lie on this crab stuff.
Well, and they were telling me that the crabs got so overfished that they're like importing crabs now anyway. So a lot of the crab, I don't know if this is still true or if it ever was, but they were like, a lot of the crabs aren't even locally caught and they're like shipped in from elsewhere.
For a while they were. It really depends on when you go. I have had to give all of our friends who come from out of state the secret of like, if it's not summer, do not buy crabs here.
Yeah.
You are not getting Maryland crabs and they're not going to taste good.
Right. Yeah, but some people are going to get them anyway.
They sure do.
Yeah. Speaking of summer crabs, this is Late Night with Brian Wecht. My name is Brian Wecht. Here across from me, we have Leighton Gray. Say hi, Leighton.
Hi, it's Leighton Gray. I'm incredibly crabby most of the time. And mystery guest, who are you and what do you do?
Hey, how's it going? My name is Tre Watson. I make music on the internet as the short form, but I do a lot of other things. I perform live. I do dumb videos on YouTube, all that fun internet stuff.
So I do all that stuff exactly as well. So yes,
exactly,
which is one of the main reasons we wanted to talk to you. But yeah, Tre, thank you so much for being here. We're both big fans of yours, and we appreciate you taking the time.
Very highly recommended from our listeners. Since hey, everybody at home, if you want to see somebody on this show, please let us know. Do that because then we get to have fun conversations like this.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And I also know we have a mutual in Jonathan Young, who's a good buddy of mine.
I love John.
What a sweet guy. Like, he's obviously like incredibly talented as well, but just like, yeah, I like that dude a lot.
As a fellow never sleeper, I love that man.
Yeah, he moved to LA, not that long ago, but a couple of years now, and actually it's been a minute since we've seen each other, but yeah, he's one of my favorite people, and as soon as I saw that you guys had done stuff together, which also makes sense given a lot of the style of the stuff you do. Actually, the first time I heard one of your things, I was like, it's got a very Jonathan Young kind of feel to it in a good way. And then when I saw you had done, at least one track together, I was like, oh yeah, that totally
funny enough
sense.
John is kind of like, I think he's kind of like the thing that broke the seal on me, like really doing a lot of stuff on YouTube.
Oh really? How so?
I had kind of just been like flirting with it a little bit. I'm in like my late 30s. I was in college for a really long time just because I had changed majors in the middle of it. But I just slowly started making videos, but not planning to ever go anywhere with it.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is an original song that I wrote for what is now like a metal hip hop project that I'm working on. But I just tested the waters with it in like 2018. And I just randomly get a DM from him being like, yo, your screams are sick. You want to like do a song with me?
Oh, that's awesome.
And I go, what song? And this, bear in mind, at this point,
he's a good screamer too, by the way.
He is. He's great.
Top level screamer, yeah.
But like, I'm so like, I am full bore like metal at this point. I'm not thinking about like the covers. I do them like once in a while, but it's like, I'm not considering it. Yeah. And he's like, Justin Bieber, right? And I'm like, yeah. And so then he has me scream Ludacris's verse for his cover of Baby by Justin Bieber. And that's like the first thing we did together.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So metal screaming is such a specific skill set that I really admire. What's the journey to getting there?
Like how? And a sub question is, how do you figure out you can do it without completely thrashing your voice? Like,
oh man,
that's my other question.
Yeah, voice care, voice self-care.
Yeah. So one of the things I think for that is like, you kind of gotta. For me, like my whole journey was like, I started like one of my first bands where I had really like heard it and enjoyed it was like Linkin Park, which of course it's like, I feel like that's everybody's if you're like above the age of like 27.
Yeah.
But I at first didn't think about it because I was like, that's not a thing I can do. Like it's fine. Somewhere along the line,
because it sounds terrifying, right? When you first hear someone do it, you're like, I can't do that. I'll die.
Yeah, literally. It's just like, oh, like, I grew up like my mom is a gospel singer, so like I'm
really
not, yeah. My mom used to sing a lot of gospel stuff up and down the East Coast for like 30 years, but like because of that, I'm kind of like, I'm not gonna be able to do that. And weirdly enough, I kind of played around with it. The first few times I did it, it hurt because I knew I was doing it wrong.
I bet, yeah.
I did that thing where you like tense up your voice and you just kind of. And then, don't do that.
Right. I mean, you can like permanently injure yourself if you do that enough, right?
You get those nodules and you have to get surgery. It's rough.
Not the nodule.
Oh, that's a very real thing. And like people lose their whole voice. Like you can really lose your voice.
You can like actually not be able to speak anymore. You actually get polyps on your vocal cords. The thing that taught me how to was just hearing how a particular group did it. And I don't know if I've even said this to any of like my friends. The group that kind of like showed me how to do it by imitating them, this is literally just imitating them, was the band I Set My Friends on Fire.
Okay, I know that band, and I think... Yes, I know a guy in that band, actually.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes. And I think he's not one of the original members. I think he's a later one, but yes. Yeah, I know that band, yeah.
They did a cover of Soulja Boy's Crank That.
Oh, really?
And listening to that, here, because like kind of the way that they did it was like a really loose thing where you could kind of hear them like leaning into that spot near the falsetto of the voice where it just starts to crack.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I learned to do like my first little bit of like false chord fry screaming.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just pedal to the metal on that.
Wow. So you just you like heard them do it. You tried to do it. And then you figured out you could do it sustainably.
Yeah. I was kind of like, oh, wait, this actually sounds like it. And it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
That's like the big thing is like
right.
Everything else felt weird to do. But doing that, it was just like I could just go back to speaking immediately and it felt fine.
Wow. Okay, cool.
And then from there, I try to scream on everybody's songs. They put me in Doom, very cool stuff.
Because it is a legit talent to be able to do that. Like, and do it well, and do it melodically is the other thing too. When you can do it, when you're a trained musician and a talented musician like you are, like you're not just out there screaming, like you've got the vocal chops to back it up, independent of the screaming, which is do you know the band Fucked Up?
Yeah.
So I love their like tuneful screaming.
They're so good.
They're so good. David Comes to Life is one of my top, like, maybe I was gonna say top 5, top 10 albums of all time. It's absolutely one of my favorites. I love it so much. I think I've talked about it on the show. It's like a concept album kind of thing, but I think it's a great example of tuneful screaming.
Yeah.
And when I first heard them, I was like, how the fuck does he do that? Like, it's so hard. I don't even know. But it's, I'm equally impressed with you as well in that regard. Like, how do you do it? Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's a wild thing because, like, looking back on it now, like thinking about that song, I guess I've got to have been doing this for like close to like 20 years now. It's been a long time of just ruining everyone in my vicinity's hearing, just hearing me being really loud.
So did you, when you were a kid, like, did you sing with your mom? Did you do vocal lessons, or did she like teach you how to sing or anything like that?
My mom forced me to be in the church choir.
I was gonna guess if she was a gospel singer. That was,
yeah, there's no getting away from it. But that's also, I mean, it was good. It was also where I learned to play instruments. It's where I got into my like most loved instrument, even though it's probably like the one that I'm worst at, which is drums. I love drums more than probably any of the other instruments I play, funny enough, but I always find myself living in spaces where I can't set up a kit.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been playing drums since I was like 12 years old. So like,
that's awesome.
It's got its benefits,
and having, being a really good drummer is like, an amazing skill. An old jazz professor of mine used to say that the best arrangers are all drummers, like all of them. Like Thad Jones, he would always. Sorry, which was it? Thad Jones or Mel Lewis was the drummer, and Thad Jones and Mel Lewis. I think Thad was the trumpeter. Mel Lewis, I think, was the drummer. Am I flipping?
I'm actually not sure.
But I love that Thad Jones, Mel Lewis stuff. But yeah, he would say, like, if you want to, a drummer who actually knows, notes, is the best arranger in the world every time.
You can, like, that sense of dynamics is so important. Like, doing covers and doing a lot of that is kind of like a big part of that is just learning how to arrange.
Yes.
And like, man, that's another thing that I do for like a lot of people in the YouTube like cover scene. I help a lot of them out because like they want to put together arrangements that showcase their voices well, but they're like, I don't really play a lot of instruments. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah. And so your people come to you and you arrange stuff for them and then and produce it and all the, all the stuff. Yeah.
I usually do a lot of like the from the ground up. Another one of my pretty regular clients and a good friend, also a good friend of Jonathan's, is Caleb Hiles.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of his.
I've seen a lot of stuff you guys have done together as well.
He is very gracious to let me, pop from behind the curtain once in a while and be like, hey, I'm here too. But he's so great. Talented and like
very talented.
But like whenever we chat songs, he'll be like, I have this idea. And like he's a good musician in his own right, but he's kind of like, but I want it to be this. And I'm like, okay, let's just do it.
I love it.
And I love that. Like, it's the best part about doing this gig.
So you,
as somebody who's not in the music world, when you take on the task of arranging something, what's kind of like the top down first thing that you're looking for or trying to do?
For me, especially like when I'm working with people, I'll ask them like, what is the vibe we're going for? I try not to talk too musical when I'm working with clients, mostly just because like, for a lot of them, they're not trying to chase like a musical idea. They're chasing like a feeling. So I'm kind of like, are we going for like, heavy? Are we going for spooky? And a lot of Caleb's is a lot of musical theater. So it has to be very like, larger than itself. It has to feel like, he's amplified 5 times. So I'll just kind of think of like, what does that? If his vocals have to be big, it'll be a thing like we've done some for like Epic the Musical, right? Great show. I really love that idea. And
yeah, it's such a great whole thing, a great project,
kind of funny with
idea for a thing. Yeah.
With the Odyssey happening, it's kind of funny.
I was actually wondering about that, if they've seen a big bump in anything. I mean, it was already hugely popular, but anyway.
I hope they have. It's really good.
And also, does Christopher Nolan know about it is the other question.
Someone should just throw that in his face and be like, watch it.
Yeah, totally.
But like it'll be a thing like, I know strings sit really well behind like a voice and make it feel so much bigger. So that'll be like, okay, we have emphasis here. Caleb likes rock and metal arrangements, so it's always just going to be like guitar, bass, drums. But like, where do I fit them? Do they go through the whole thing, or are they just here to like add like flair? And it's just little things like that where I think like, what is the best thing that I can do to accentuate like the artist and like how they're putting together their song?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I noticed you do a lot of your mixing and mastering yourself.
I do,
as well. And the mixes are great, man. Like I really like it. But what I was going to tell Leighton is you can come in with all this stuff and then completely destroy it with a bad mix, so especially if you've got heavier stuff going on, like a lot of distortion, guitars and bass and stuff like that. Really challenging to do a good job mixing those and get the vocals to stand out and be understandable, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
but they are like, your stuff is great. And so what I wanted to ask is this like something you studied in school? Did you just learn by doing, combination of both? Like
it is both.
What was it for you? Yeah.
I went to college at UMBC, and I originally studied music tech, which is basically just recording arts. They force you to work on an instrument, so I also just picked jazz bass. So I've got like the twofold like background there. But I studied under all my professors who are all good engineers in their own rights. And there's so much that they teach you about like, it's really more about the mechanics than like the like philosophy behind it. But the cool thing is every person that I have worked with on these all have their own unique ways of like approaching this stuff. Yeah. And it's so cool to see that like you learn from them just being like what their tastes are. Like a couple of the guys that I went to classes with now, they're still like they're up and coming still, but they've got like a like little hip hop imprint. And it's so cool to see that their tastes are like pulling from everyone that they went to classes with, including me, who just like wanted to do metal and stuff. Yeah. So like occasionally you'll hear them be like, yeah, I want to pull like distorted guitar into like an R&B track. And it's just, it's really cool.
And that's how the best stuff gets made, is right. You just accumulate influences, and then when you're making a thing, you're like, oh, wait, what about that thing I heard? And then you just bring it in, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But when especially if it's one of these like left field sort of things, like occasionally you're just like, oh my God, that's the one. Whoa.
Oh man, like I know it's like a sidebar, but that's literally how I got involved working on 2XKO for Riot Games.
Oh yeah.
So much of that was just like, I grew up listening to hip hop. I grew up playing rock and metal, and I was just like, I could just try and do both.
Yes, like, of course. Yeah.
I did a demo for a plugin company, and I just was trying my best to like do weird like vocal chops and hip hop stuff. Yeah. And Eugene Kang, who I had worked with on Pentakill, comes back to me and he's like, wait, that's dope. Do you want to come back and do more? And I'm like, yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's great. So growing up, who were your big influences?
Oh man, there's so many. So for me, like, this is like a tough one. You're like, make me pick.
No, we are not going to make you pick.
No, you could literally talk about this for the rest of the show. And
this is, you apologized for a sidebar. This is Sidebar the podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I love it. So, I mean, I grew up listening to a ton of like, my dad listened to a lot of like Quiet Storm stuff. So there's a lot of like slower hip hop dudes, like Notorious B.I.G., Tupac. But I almost feel like those are like the stereotypical answers.
That's
like everyone's going to say that.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to like a ton of Ludacris. Kanye West and Kid Cudi are probably like my most like formative artists. Kind of a shame Kanye's crazy now, but
yeah, dude, I think about this all. I mean, the stuff is so good for so long, and then he just goes nuts, and it's a bummer. Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah, but you know, MF Doom was a huge one for me. Like lyrically, it's so good.
So friend of the show and my agent, Peter Agustin, put out Special Herbs Volume 1. And on his label, have you read the Doom biography?
I haven't yet.
It's really good. What's the guy's name? Skiz, I think. That wrote it. It's very much worth reading. And like our friend Peter is like all over this thing because he knew he did a big interview with Doom that got some press, and you know the guy was like a consummate weirdo and which made his stuff great. Like,
and that's what it's about, man.
Yeah, 100%. But yes, I my path into Doom was Mouse and the Mask. Because I was a big, like Aqua Teen and that Adult Swim stuff from 20 years ago. And I think I missed out. I didn't hear Madvillain when it came out. And then I heard Mouse and the Mask, so I was like in school and stuff. And then I think I probably heard, on an episode of Aqua Teen them talk about, there's this, or like in the commercials during it, there's like an Adult Swim hip hop album out now. And then I just fell in love with them. Yeah.
But that's how it happens, dude. Like you always like find like the best artists like by accident.
100%. Yeah.
But like there's like Lauryn Hill and like D'Angelo were like huge for me. Like going from like hip hop to like developing taste as a musician, it's like you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Outkast pre like Speaker Box, The Love Below were probably one of my favorites. Don't get me wrong, Hey Ya's great, but Stankonia was probably like the album that like made me be like, I love hip hop. It's so good.
And it's like there's Outkast when they were like working together, and then there's Outkast when they're kind of just off doing their own
exactly
thing. And the stuff when they're together, at least for me, is so much more interesting than the Big Boy's over here and Andre's over here, and they're just kind of doing parallel stuff. But when they're together, it's magic.
It is. It's like embracing, like we were saying, embracing like the weird stuff is like, I'm so about that.
Yes. And they're both big old weirdos. Yeah. I mean, okay, one of them is maybe a jazz flute weirdo in the way the other isn't, but like they're both big old weirdos, which makes their stuff amazing. And when they're together, it's I couldn't agree more.
A rare breed of weirdo.
Amazing. Yeah,
honestly.
Right, yeah.
So are there what are influences for you that are like totally outside of the wheelhouse of what you typically make?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a tough one. Like one of the big ones for me, actually, funny, we were just talking about it with one of my clients. I love listening to a lot of like modern pop and like EDM. Mm-hmm. One of like the big electronic like genres I'm into is future funk.
I don't even know
which is just kind of it's like a really like, I don't know, it might be old by this point, but it's like a really like high energy, like just like drop driven, but don't think like dubstep drop, but kind of like dropping into like a really hooky like chorus. And so much of it is just like, I don't know, it is almost like Rainbow Vomit EDM adjacent, where you just kind of got lots of very like high pitched instruments and it's very high energy, but like I love it. I honestly do.
Who are some artists we should check out in that genre?
Okay. I can give 3 that are probably my favorite. The ones that I was really into are Lido, who as Lido. You'll see him in a lot of like modern pop these days.
Like the Shuffle.
Yes. Lido, Wave Racer, and Dion Custom.
Okay, thank you.
Those 3 are probably like the 3 that I'd have on like the heaviest rotation. I also listen to a bunch of like J-rock and J-pop, but I don't know how out of my wheelhouse that is, considering what I do.
Pretty in.
It's pretty in.
Pretty in, yeah.
but like stylistically it's pretty different. Like I listen to a lot of like, I mean, really, there isn't anything I don't listen to, weirdly enough. Like, yeah, I'm a huge jazz head because of going to school. Like, Ornette Coleman, Miles Davis, obviously, like, John Coltrane. I'm not a big Brubeck fan. To all the people who love Take Five.
The Brubeck stuff is, I mean, those guys are all legends, obviously.
Oh, like, obviously, but like
the Brubeck stuff, I find that as I age, I get less into it.
Yeah,
right. Like as an entree kind of into jazz, when you first hear Take Five, you're like, oh, that's a cool vibe. Like,
exactly.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then I find it, I think, and of course, when it came out, the odd time signature thing was more unusual.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Oh my God, who's the guy? Who wrote Whiplash? Don Ellis?
Oh man.
Is it? Oh fuck. I never remember this guy's name. Is it Don Ellis?
Yeah, my brain is literally like farting on me too.
the album is called Soren.
It is Don Ellis. Yeah.
It is Don Ellis. Okay, great. Now when I want to hear something in an odd meter from like a while back, that guy is the dude. Yeah. Much more than Brubeck. And I find it's more like a big band type arrangements.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, which are much more interesting than the quartet type stuff.
Yeah, like I do a lot of the small group stuff because that's kind of what they threw me into. But yeah, like getting to hear, like, I guess for me, it's like I'm always looking for something that I can like chew on a little more. Like something about like, a lot of Brubeck stuff is like, it's great, but it's a little too easy. Mm-hmm. Like my brain kind of just like goes, yeah, this is cool. Okay, what's next?
Yeah. Yeah, I like some of the later Brubeck stuff. I like, he had this flute player, Bobby Militello, who has a really great sound that I really liked with him. But the Desmond stuff, after a while, I'm like, okay, we got it. The thing with Brubeck that always blows my mind is the number of notes that man can play on the piano. It seems like every finger is always playing every note. He grabs these gigantic chords and they're always perfect. And it's such an insane skill to be able to do that, like dense, like Errol Garner style chord kind of stuff like that, to have the brain. And I'm a keys player mostly, but just to be able to go crazy like that and always hit, like a 9-note chord and have it be like dialed in is
I don't have that muscle memory. I'll tell you that much.
No. Brian, how far can you get it realistically with hands?
Well, look, I could give a joke answer to this, but I can't. Let's see. I can, 10th. I can get to a 10th. The sound is
where
off
we
here,
can't see it.
Yeah, here we go. That's a solid.
It's pretty wide. It's still pretty good.
There.
It's turned off, and so you can fake it if you want.
No.
Also, this is an audio medium.
Fact check me. Look, this is a C. This is an E. That's a 10th.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It is.
Good job.
Thank you.
Trey, is there an instrument, because you multi-instrumentalist, very talented, is there an instrument that you really want to learn how to play? Is there something else on the queue that interests you?
I want to learn any wind instrument. I'm actually like, there's that, and there's also the shamisen. The Naruto tour kind of did something for me. I'm kind of like
when you said, "Oh, my shamisen player," I was like,
dude, I was gonna ask like that specific thing.
100%.
Yeah,
like hanging out with Jeff was great, and we also had the privilege of having Jeff's instructor, Sumie Kaneko, with us on that tour. She's New York based, and every time we hang out, I'm just like when we were on tour, I'm just like, okay, so when I get home, I'm gonna have to contact you about lessons. She's like, okay, let me know. I still haven't, but I need to.
Yeah,
it's such a cool instrument.
It is.
It's
super dope.
Very cool instrument. Yeah. The wind thing is, I'm a sax player as well, and the wind thing, like. The thing I wish, I never really did any stringed instruments. So I always think, oh man, I wish I could, picked up a string instrument back in the day. But like thinking like a wind player is a valuable skill, I think. Like, just like I wish I could think like a guitarist, but I don't at the moment.
It's okay. We can still skill trade. Just let me know.
Yeah, happy at any time. But yeah, I love like the thing that I just read this book I talked about on the show called The Devil's Horn, which was like a kind of informal biography of the saxophone. And it was fun. Like, it's not deep, but it was a fun read. And the thing the guy talks about, which I never really kind of put together, is that when you play a wind instrument, it's almost as physical as singing, right?
Yes.
And that's the crazy part, is like when you play keys or, guitar or bass or something like that, or string instrument, it's physical, but not in the same way. When you are expelling air from your body into a thing, and especially a reed where you have like a lot of control over it, it becomes this extremely like embodied in the most literal sense.
It is,
thing.
yeah.
And only singing, I think, is more that than playing an instrument. But just so much like, the reed has to be like the right amount of wet, and and it like, especially with the sax, I play a little bit of brass but not much, but especially with the sax, it's like maybe the horn's just having a bad day.
Yep.
And maybe you're having a bad day and you're like, your mouth's a little weird today, and there's just like so many X factors that can come in and completely scuttle what you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
I've never thought to ask this, but how does like weather affect when you're playing wind instruments?
Well, man.
Yeah. I mean, it really, like, it can completely fuck up the pitch, right? Because if the material will expand or contract given what it is. The humidity affects the tone. Like, and same thing with string instruments, like, you know,
guitars too.
Guitars too. Like, you can, if you're in a, any touring musician will tell you, you take the stuff out of the bus into the venue and you have like maybe a 30-degree temperature change or something like that. You could, like, we've had guitars warp, like, not a lot, but noticeably in a tour, especially if you're like in the summer, it's really hot outside, it's a lot cooler inside. I mean, yeah, Trey, like, that's really, really mess up a guitar.
Like, these things are like so temperamental. Like, hang on, I can move. Let me not run over my headphones, but I'll go grab it really quick.
Oh, we love a show and tell on this show. Everybody, patreon.com/late and night.
Yeah, we do. All right, what do we got?
Oh, beautiful.
This is my my newest 8-string. I actually have another one coming, but I'm endorsed by a Swedish guitar company called Strandberg. And like, I got to see how these handle in person because our guitarist for the Naruto tour, Martin, was playing 2 Strandbergs. Mm-hmm. We got very lucky that, like, since there's so much cutaway from these things, they didn't warp as much. But no, I think it might have been like around when we got to Reno, one of them had just curved in so much that it actually just didn't work, and we had to go get another one to have as a backup.
This has happened to us on tour. It's just like, okay, well, that thing's fucked.
Yep.
It's
like, okay, to Guitar Center we go.
Literally.
I mean, okay, look, if you're not making at least 2 trips to Guitar Center on tour, something has gone, then you're not really touring,
Yeah, either something went way too well or something went way wrong.
Yeah, that's right. Although I have to say, one of the joys of touring, and I wonder if you feel this too, is trying to find local shops that are not Guitar Center to go to and just going in. You're just talking with people, and it's always fun. Like, because it's not a private equity run mega store. It's someone's passion project, and it's so much better than the Guitar Center.
I think that was like the one nice thing when like Martin ran out of strings and broke one just in transit. Mm-hmm. Normally they were trying to find a Guitar Center. I think this is somewhere in like middle America, and we didn't know where the nearest anything was, but the only thing we found was like a little mom and pop that just happened to sell guitar strings.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I didn't go with him, but like, he said that was probably like one of his favorite experiences, just going to like a random pop up and getting strings and coming back.
Absolutely.
It's great. Like, there's just something special about finding like, don't get me wrong, like, the chain stores are great, but finding like real people for like anything is just the best.
It's the best, Jessica. And
it's like a nerd spots another nerd from afar. You're walking into the nerd's den as a nerd. It's just going to go well every time.
Yeah, and especially you're like a touring band. You're coming through. They're always intro. Where are you playing? Oh, I know the GM there. And like they've been in this town longer than you have, and they know everybody. So they're gonna like. help you out. Yeah, and sometimes you find really great weird gear that they don't have in Guitar Center, but it's some used whatever that's, amazing that someone, sold to them, and now you can check it out. Yeah.
Seeing so many people's like random like self-built, self-luthiered guitars that are in there.
I know that those are nuts. I just like checking out the selection. I was the dumbest version of this is I played Santa Cruz earlier this year and the Catalyst, and next to it was like a little like music store gear, and they had these mats under each section, which in Comic Sans said like guitar and pro audio and like keyboards, and I was like, oh my god, I have to get this Comic Sans pro audio mat. And I walked up to the guy and I was like, hey, I just got to ask. And before I even said anything, he was like, the mats aren't for sale. And I was like, damn it, I knew I wasn't going to be the first person to ask to buy these. Yeah, he knew. Yeah. But
that's so good though.
It was so fun. I was like, they fucking spotted me a mile away with this.
Brian, what was that clear sign that you got on the side of the road? Do you remember what it is?
In fact, not only do I remember it, I have it right over here. Hold on one second.
Okay, let's see it. Let's see it.
You're going to see my lounge pants.
Let's go.
I don't think I've ever seen him in anything but jeans.
Oh, let's go.
Wow.
Comfy
this is
gang. Let's do it.
A rare Brian breed to me.
He sensed my energy. I am a sweatpants 90% of the time person, so I'm all about it.
They're the best.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Why would I wear jeans now?
That's the one nice thing about like overnights. My manager is straight up like, I don't care what you wear when you come in. I'm like, all right.
That's the good stuff. Wow, it's taking him so long to get this sign.
He's tracking it down. He's got to find it.
Rich, please do something with that scamper, because that was incredible. There it is.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm already excited.
I found this literally on the side of the road here in LA. And I was like, I was with my wife. We'd gone out like for breakfast at a local like diner. And this was on, just like someone was throwing it out. It was clearly garbage.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's awesome.
Air Guitar Center. In this,
someone had that made.
I need that. That's awesome.
For free, just by the side of the road. I couldn't believe. I was like, I had a second where I was like, should I just pick up trash? But just a second, I was like, obviously.
The answer is always
obvious.
Yes.
Yeah. And it wasn't like, I mean, it was a little dirty, but it wasn't like completely messed up. And so I just brought it home, wiped it off. I mean, it's good as new, whatever that means in this particular case. And I have to do something with it. It's just been sitting here in the garage for like a year now.
You got to do it. That's so cool.
It's so cool. Air guitar. Oh, I wish the only note I have is I wish they had done the Guitar Center font.
Yeah.
With the guitar, right?
Maybe they got scared.
Maybe they got scared
Legally
of getting
distinct.
sued. Yeah.
Air
But
guitar.
what was I know it was like, by the curb next to an apartment building. Is this someone's custom? It's got to be custom made. Did they make it? Did they hire? I don't know. There's a whole story there.
That's
a big
awesome.
fractious divorce in which partner angrily disposed of the Man Cave Air Guitar Center sign out of spite.
She took the Guitar Hero. She took the Guitar Center sign. Yeah. I'm never getting it back.
Never getting it back. And then she threw it out the window, and that's how I got it. I do want to talk more about this Naruto stuff.
Let's talk Naruto, yeah.
Yeah, tell us all about your experience doing that, please.
So, fun fact, it was half a tour, or like a little more than half. Caleb Hiles, who I mentioned before, we split the tour. He had originally signed on to do it, but he's, he was busy, being a dad. I think at the time he was a dad of 2 under 2. So it's a lot.
I got 1 over 12, and even that's a lot. Yeah.
So he was kind enough to ask me. Funny enough, I was asked to do this tour 3 separate times, and I turned it down twice. So I was first approached by my friend Mason Lieberman, who helped to kind of assemble everything for this tour, and was like, hey, you want to play guitar in this tour? And I was like, I don't think I'm good enough to play guitar in this tour. So I said no. Approached again by another friend, my buddy Jesse Zaretti, who I worked with at Riot. He goes, hey, so they're still looking for a guitar player. Do you want to go? I'm like, I still don't think I'm ready. Caleb comes and goes, listen, I need your help. I can't do this full tour. Split it with me. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
On guitar,
on
still.
vocals. Nope, on vocals.
Okay.
So I was singing. So thankfully that made it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Some part of me was just really like not feeling guitar, even though, I think it worked out. Martin is insanely good. I think they got the right person in him. But
is it like a really shreddy kind of part, or
not super shreddy, but as much as I can play lead guitar, I know that I'm like a B student at writing guitar solos, and there are people who would like blow me out of the water for leads, and that's Martin.
Awesome.
Day and night. He's amazing. The tour itself was great. My first stop was Atlanta, because that was where he and I swapped off. My first show, everyone else had gotten comfortable with their parts by then. So here I come with the book out and the mic. And I'm sure they had to be like, what's going on with this guy? Like, who is this dude? I had to like work as fast as I could to like remember my spots. But really, I think by like a week and a half in, I didn't need it.
That's great. Where'd you guys do in Atlanta? Did you do Masquerade?
No, it was Fox.
Fox. Okay.
The Fox Theater in Atlanta.
Wow.
Which is crazy. I have I've been in so many like historic buildings doing this tour. It's like nuts.
Yeah, that's, by the way, I think that's the best part of touring, is seeing these like legendary places where you're like, oh my God. And then you look at the list of performers and you're like, what? Yeah.
So
like,
cool.
Yeah.
So how many stops on the tour for you?
So the total amount we did was 63 shows.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
That's a lot.
Yeah. We were on tour for 3 months.
Damn.
Whoa.
Living on a bus for 3 months. Yeah. But I think, I don't know the exact number, but I think somewhere around 40 for me and somewhere around like 23 for Caleb, something like that. It was amazing getting to see all these different cities, getting to see, I got to be friends with our front of house guy because, sound engineer, like brain connection happening.
Yeah.
We would check in with him. His name is TJ. And we'd be like, okay, who's been the loudest show so far? And,
in terms of like the audience?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man. Cause like, unlike, it's a weird one. Cause normally you go and play these theaters and they expect you to be quiet cause it's a symphonic thing. And me and the other singer, Toasty Marshmallow, Lauren, we encourage the crowd, like, yell, cheer, like you're watching an anime, like you see your favorite character, like go nuts. So we would measure that, like when the crowd starts going nuts, and like, little pride moment. Baltimore was the loudest stop on the tour.
Hey,
nice.
Gonna take that one. Second loudest was Tempe, Arizona.
Really?
Yeah. They
Wild.
went crazy.
Well, and I'm sure because it's an audience of big fans of Naruto, and it's,
People
they're going to be excited.
They were in cosplays. Oh. There was the one that I remembered because it just stuck in my head was like this one couple who had just had a baby, and they came in dressed as Naruto's parents, and they put the little like face paint on their child.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So cute. It was awesome.
That rules. What were some of the venues that you liked? Do you remember ones in particular?
ASU was probably my favorite. The Peacock Theater was insane, but for that same reason, it was also probably one of the hardest ones because Peacock is so big. Me and Lauren had stage markers. Small venues, it's like a 2-step walk. You get there in 1 second.
Yeah.
We had to run for our markers at the Peacock.
Really?
Like we're behind the curtain and they're like, get to your marks. And we have to like power walk to get there.
That's really fun.
Naruto run even?
Yeah.
We definitely did that too. And
were you a fan going in?
Yeah. Probably not as big a fan as like Lauren or some of the other fans who were there, but like I like Naruto. Like I was a manga reader for Naruto more than an anime watcher. I got into it in like 2004, dating myself. In high school, like they used to mail out Shonen Jump magazines, like the big thick ones. Yeah. That's how I got into it. So like I got to the Chunin exams, Naruto failed out, and I'm like, no, this is lame. I'm not reading this. And then I dropped it for like 6 years. But I came back around. It's a great series. There's a lot of really like just cool world building in the whole like ninja world. The tour was great. It only covered the first half. So like Shippuden, I think they're testing it and they're having them go in Europe right now. There's a chance that it'll come to the US.
And your tour was international and domestic, or just domestic?
Technically international. We had 3 Canadian shows.
But North America. I mean, that's
it was a North American tour.
You did 63 shows in North America?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, that's
over 3 months too.
Over 3 months.
That's so much.
5 shows a day or 5 shows a week. No, 7 shows a week. Yeah, we would do Monday through Friday.
Oh my God.
And a double show on Sundays, and we'd have Mondays off.
And your voice was okay, like
totally fine.
Wow, amazing. Because the thing with touring that I've always found is there's not just the physical part of it. There's the challenge of not getting sick, which is level impossible, actually. So you're going to get sick on tour. If you are like me in a ninja costume playing piano, people don't notice unless you pass out on stage, which luckily has not happened to me. But if you're a vocalist, people will notice. So how do you deal with that? You know, was that an issue on this tour?
So for me, the big thing was most of my sickness, thankfully, had nothing to do with up here. It's all just food related. Okay. So it was just holding it together as long as I could for like the 3 hours of the show.
Oh yeah, I know this phenomenon.
Just go die afterwards.
3 months of the bus life on that front. God bless you.
There is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a classic tour calculus which everyone must do, which is like asking yourself, is this thing I want to eat going to make me have to take a dump at 8 a.m. when the bus is still moving?
Yep. Because there's no pooping on the bus.
No pooping on the bus.
No pooping on the bus.
And you don't want to be the guy who's like, hey, can we pull over? Because you got to be that guy sometimes. Sometimes there's no way around it. But you don't want to. And sometimes I want to eat the spicy thing. I'm not going to eat the spicy thing because I can... I know my body well enough to flash forward 10 hours and be like, everybody's going to be upset if this happens. Like,
to my own credit, the one time I took that risk, I was okay.
Okay, good.
There's a spot in LA, I don't remember the name, but they do Sichuan cooking.
Oh, there's Szechuan Impression, which is like the legendary one. I love Szechuan.
That's not the one that we went to was in a mall.
Okay.
It was somewhere in Los Angeles. I just don't remember.
Okay, cool.
But really good. And totally went fine. And it's really funny because like it was a diversion after we wanted to go to Din Tai Fung and we just couldn't.
Because it was crowded as hell.
So
which
crowded.
It always is. Yeah, it's impossible to get in there.
So we were just like, okay, we'll try this place. And it ended up being like amazing.
There's like a bunch of little like mom and pop Sichuan places, which are like the best food you've ever had in LA. They're so great.
What did you get there?
For me, it was just it was pork noodles with just like a really like heavy sauce.
Oh yeah!
Like I had never done real like Sichuan with like the numbing spice before, so that was like a formative experience for me.
Amazing,
really
right?
Cool. It was so good.
Yeah, I love those like the little Sichuan peppers thing. It's like I can't remember when I first had those. Probably like it was when I was in San Diego 20ish years ago, and I was just like, where has this been all my life? Oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever. But yeah, that's you gotta, the touring thing, it's hard. There's always a like, do I want to eat the thing? The other thing, which maybe you guys are, well, okay, here's a question. Are you a pre-show eater or a post-show eater?
Post-show eater every time. Now, like we've been doing like a lot of cons this year, I can't eat before like I have to sing.
Yeah.
Because I will immediately feel sick and feel like I need to throw up. So like that actually made this tour a little tough because every venue was awesome. You know, we had catered meals. I couldn't eat. And before about halfway through the tour, I didn't think to be like, hey, can we get some like Tupperware so I can like stash some away for myself?
Yeah. So
I'd literally just sit there, they'd eat, and I'd be like, is there anything left over after the show?
This is one of the big bummers about touring for me. I'm also I'll eat a little before and a little after. Again, I'm not singing, so it's, you know, it's less physical in a way. But the biggest bummer is going to a place, they order the thing. It's like the Detroit pizza, you know, the Nashville hot chicken, whatever it is. And then it sits backstage for 3 hours and gets cold and worse and worse and worse. And when you finally get to it, you're like, oh man.
Yep.
Like, what was it a twerp show where they got like a seafood boil type situation?
So this is one of my favorite tour stories.
I gotta hear this.
We were in New Orleans, and it was like New Orleans in the summer, maybe early, so like June. And our sound guy was like, dude, I got the spot. And he's like, this place called Broadview, they're gonna do a boil, like a crawfish boil. It's amazing, we got to do it. So it's like outside downtown New Orleans. We take an Uber out there. It's like a 15-minute drive. It is indeed the greatest thing ever because it's a New Orleans crawfish boil, which is going to be crazy. And it's truly like this like shack in the middle of nowhere. You know, there's one table which has 3 chairs. It's like not designed. It's not really a restaurant. It's more like a deli type place.
That's how you know it's good.
That's how you know it's good. That's
especially in the South. Where they skip over default water and just give you sweet tea.
Yeah, that's right.
It's about to be incredible.
Yep, and it like everyone working there was over the age of 75. Like it's exactly the place you want it to be. It was incredible.
Yes.
And in fact, it was so incredible that we were like, man, we got to get this again before we go. So we order it. We ask our tour managers like, this is the food we want to get for dinner. And the green room in this place, the theater was Joy in New Orleans. The green room is backstage downstairs. And I will always remember after the show opening up this door to backstage and a cloud came out, which was human sweat and boiled seafood. And it was one of the worst smells I've ever experienced. I mean, of course I ate it. Like, because it was great, but it's like hot too. So, and it was one of these venues, this was like a maybe 1,000-ish cap room. So sometimes the venues that size, the air conditioning isn't maybe as great as you want it to be. And like, you'd think, oh, this is classic faulty logic. You'd think, oh, it's New Orleans. They must have good air conditioning. No. I mean, you've played enough venues. Like, like sometimes they're just, they're just like, you don't need it. You're fine.
You're just boiling in your clothes a little bit. It's fine.
You're only in the green room for a couple hours. Who cares? But yes, this miasma of human sweat and fish boil. Oh, truly a low point. And this was, by the way, as I'm sure you know, Layton, this was maybe a couple hours after, I think I'm not telling tales out of school, the guitarist shit in a bag, hot bagged it in the bus, and had to go. Now, our backing band, Torp, is a costume band, so no one recognized him, but fans were lined up outside the venue, and so he was forced to take his own bag of feces and throw it out in front of the fans because you have to get it off the bus. Right? Like you cannot keep that on the bus. Then you just can't do it. But there was a garbage can like nearby, so he had to walk out with a bag with stuff that used to be inside of him and dispose of it in front of a group of eager fans who were like, who's this young gentleman getting off the Ninja Sex Party tour bus? And then after that was this incident with the sweat and fish.
What a day.
What a day indeed. But, yes, and that was also the last show on that leg of the tour. So yes.
Really put a cap on it.
yeah, it really finished it off. But there's a nice cap in the story, which is I had to get a hotel or something, and I found like a crazy deal. It was like for $100 a night at the Four Seasons just down the road, and I was like, "This is the fanciest hotel I've ever stayed in." And for whatever reason, it was like, I don't know, just time of year or something. It was stupid cheap. And I was like,
and you opened the door and it smelled like human sweat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Fish.
So I stayed at like a super fancy hotel for next to nothing, which was good after
love that
the experience that we had
How
just gone
good
through.
does it feel to get off of the bus life and then be able to shit on your own schedule?
Oh man,
It's. I mean, do you like touring? Like, is it something that
love
you love
it.
doing?
Like it is.
Same.
It is its own like type of thing. So that there's definitely like a mental shift. But like once you're in there and you're doing it, like I love it. Like
Same.
It is the best time that I have ever had being technically homeless. It's great.
Yes, I agree. And it's just like, especially if you're touring with people you like, which I'm lucky enough to do, it's like, I mean, the way I've described it to people is it's like I get to have a sleepover with my best friends every night for a few months.
Exactly.
Like, and it's like, it's great. While also then performing the thing I love to do for a bunch of people who appreciate it. But yes, the switch back to real life is I mean, I definitely, literally, and I'm not exaggerating, the thing I look forward to the most is being able to take a dump at will.
Yeah.
At home. It's like,
It's kind of what I figured.
it's great.
Yeah.
But
we got lucky.
Yeah.
We were on our tour. We were regimented. Every Monday we had a hotel, so I knew that
that's
like
great.
on Mondays I could let go and just actually like be a human for that day.
Yeah. Oh, just being able to like take a shower when you want to take a shower.
Oh my God.
You wake up in the morning in that bunk and you're just like, you have this moment of like, where the fuck am, like, you know.
And I'm like, I'm 6'4". So like
you're crammed in there.
Those bunks are not bunks. For me, that is like laying in a coffin while we were traveling.
So you're like, I mean, you must have to curl up a bit.
Yeah, I am literally, in there basically like this, just trying not to move.
Yeah. No, I'm 5'9", so I don't have this problem like at all. I have like a couple inches of room, but yeah, if you're tall, like, I think if you're like 6 feet or over, you got like no space. Up. Yeah, 100%. But yes, being able to feel like a human is the nice part about not being on tour.
It's really good.
Being able to take a shower, it's the best. All right, should we move on to segments?
I think we should. Does anybody need a break before we jump into it?
Nah, I'm cool. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Well, our first segment on the show, Trey, this is our pop culture recommendation segment. So this is where, I know we've had a bunch of pop culture recommendations already, but that's fine.
It's my favorite kind of episode.
Yeah, me too, where we just start talking about stuff we all like. In this particular segment, you get to talk about a special thing that you've been enjoying recently. Could be book, movie, video game, podcast, whatever it is, you name it. This segment is called What's Poppin', and the theme song we insert in post. So you're not going to hear it now, but that theme song goes here.
What's poppin'?
What's poppin'? All right. Now, Trey, I will ask you the question that I like to ask our guests, which is, if you were to have heard that theme song as a musician, what would you have thought of it?
I would imagine that it would be like some sort of like rock pop type thing. That's my brain is like imagining that.
That's great. And do you think you would like it?
Oh, I'm sure.
Not? Okay.
I mean,
great.
I
That's
love
really what I'm
music.
fishing
just
for.
Like,
yeah.
For
great.
me, I'm like, if it's good music, I'm in. Like,
oh, it's good. Trust me. It's guy wrote it. It's really good. Yeah.
You know what?
I feel like it's awesome.
I feel like, Brian, you should start asking people what the theme song should be. Musically.
What it should sound like. What elements should it have? Yeah, I like that.
What should it have in it?
And then we'll do that. I've talked about this endlessly on the show. Do you know about, Trey, the most unwanted song and the most wanted song? Do you know about this?
No. What's that?
Dude. Okay. So, this is like in the 90s, I think. Some researchers did a poll, and they asked people, what are the things you like the most in music and the things you like the least in music? Asked lots of people this, and then wrote 2 songs, one with the stuff that was rated the highest, all of the elements in one song, and then one with all the stuff that's rated the lowest. And Komar and Melamid is what you want to look up for this. And the most unwanted song, what don't people like? They don't like long songs, rapid tempo and genre changes, opera, children singing. They put all of it into a song. They don't like holiday songs. And it is amazing. Like, the most wanted song is like the most boring, like, love duet, whatever you ever heard. It's like competently done, but it sucks. It's just boring. The most unwanted song is amazing.
It's 21 minutes long.
I think it's like 22 minutes long or something.
22 minutes. I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I am all over that after that.
You gotta listen to it because
immediate
it is
accordion.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it is really, really worth your time. But that's what this makes me think of, is when people say, what should the theme song have in it?
Yeah,
that's what they did. Yeah, do yourself a favor and listen to both, but especially the most unwanted song, because if you want to hear a group of children screaming, Labor Day, Labor Day.
Dude. Oh, that sounds amazing. I'm so in.
It is, and they have an opera singer rapping. So she's like, you know, it's like that kind of thing. But it's like terrible rapping. It's, you know, so stupid and awesome.
I need this. Yeah.
Yeah. It is like an object lesson in, if you just do the stuff everybody loves, it's going to be boring and nobody's going to like it. And it's by taking a chance and putting weird, like we're talking about, weird genres that don't fit together. You can actually create something interesting. Is it good? No, definitely not. But it is great.
I'm going to have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that reminds me, like, I guess before I jump into talking, like there's a game that I've been playing like last year and kind of finishing up this year. Have you heard of Metaphor ReFantazio?
No.
It is made by the people who made Persona. So it's like a JRPG.
Cool.
Kind of alternate, like really weird world building. Very cool. But the battle theme has a guy, clearly a trained opera singer, rapping. Amazing. In his like full like tenor, like baritone.
In the voice. Yeah.
It's awesome. So like you're just hearing like heavy percussion like symphony. Ooh. And he's just spitting over it. It's awesome.
Some of that stuff. Do you know like the is it Pavarotti who sings Perfect Day, the Lou Reed Perfect, like that kind of stuff where you're like, and sometimes it doesn't work and sometimes you're like, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Exactly. Like, it really is just like, man, like when you find like the way, like when you get it to work, it is like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. Do you know, I mean, this is a cliche at this point, but that Metallica S&M album with the symphony, that kind of stuff, that's when it's like, oh, this is sick. Like,
it's so good. Yeah.
It's so good. Although I think at this point, I mean, symphonic metal, you know more about it than I do, I bet, but like, it's almost a cliche. I mean, it's not almost a cliche at this point.
But hey, it's still good sometimes. Like a lot of the groups that do it are really good.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. We're going to do our Poppins. Leighton, what's poppin'?
What's poppin' for me is a book called Negative Space by B.R. Yeager. And as I've discussed on recent minisodes when you haven't been here, Brian, I strike out on like horror novels from the past 5 years. They're very often, I won't say bad. I don't like them. This is one that I've been putting off forever because it comes so highly recommended that I was skeptical, but it's fucking great. It's really, I think it's really hard to pull off horror where it becomes extremely abstract by the third act, and it completely does it. Like when I think of stuff that does it well, like The Haunting of Hill House, the last act of that does it perfectly, and I'm shocked that this book does it. But it's like teenagers in small town doing drugs in the woods, but like cosmic horror on top of that. I was really impressed by it, and I didn't realize until after I finished it that the author also wrote Amygdalatropolis, which is another book that I really liked. So yeah, B.R. Yeager, and I also read Burn You the Fuck Alive, which is his short story collection. So all three of those I really highly recommend if you're into horror at all. So that's what's popping for me. Trey, what's popping?
For me, the thing that's popping for me is, unsurprisingly, an anime. I have been watching I've really been getting into this modern remake of The Ghost in the Shell.
Ooh.
It is currently airing on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about it, yeah.
Oh, man. Science Saru, which is like the studio who's been working on like Don and some other good series, have decided to take a very like fresh take on Ghost in the Shell by embracing the original manga's look and aesthetic. So it's very much like a forward time boosted like 90s aesthetic going on. Okay. It's really cool. And unlike the previous series, which are also some of my favorites, like to prep this, I took like my partner and my best friend, and we like watched through all of the originals. And this is such a like, since it's a take on the original manga, you get a totally different version of the Major and the team, who feel like a little more alive and a little more animated. For me, I love the fact that like, you know, Major is very like competent as a military like Major, but short of showing some emotion, it's very much like a very serious and dark series. And this kind of gives her a chance to be more animated and be like one of the boys with like her whole crew. And that's something that like, if you don't read the comics, you wouldn't know. And I feel like it's a really good take on Shiro Masamune's manga. It's really good.
Cool.
Noted.
Awesome.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Brian, what's popping?
What's popping for me is a book I've been reading from 2021. It's called We Had a Little Real Estate Problem by Cliff Nesteroff, and it is a history of Native American comedy. And it is, so it's a famous, the title comes from a famous joke. And God, I actually can't remember the name of the comedian who told it, but it was something like, you know, my people are from Wisconsin. We used to be from New York. We had a little real estate problem. And it is just an amazing history of, you know, all these great comics, many of whom you don't know. Some of Sterling Harjo is the guy who's most famous. He had the show Reservation Dogs on FX or Hulu. I can't remember. It lasted for a little bit, but it's, you know, I am always interested in history of comedy, and this isn't, you know, an area of comedy I know much about. Just the really modern guys who are like right now, but the progenitors of this, and of course Native American comedy, you know, comedy as we think of stand-up comedy is really kind of a 19th century sort of thing. Originally people were like monologists sort of stuff, and so he goes back to that to talk about, you know, these Native American guys who were writing columns in the 19th century, and then goes on to performing and stand-up and lecturing and all this stuff. It's really interesting, and it's also just like you get to read a bunch of jokes. And, you know, some of them are jokes from 150 or whatever years ago, and some more modern. And it's always interesting to, you know, to read that stuff. So Cliff Nesteroff also, he's written, his like thing is covering the side of comedy that nobody knows. So he has this amazing book called The Comedians, which is about famous comedians, only it's this parts of their life nobody ever talks about. So it's about Rodney Dangerfield when he was like selling stuff out of the trunk of his car before he was a comic, that sort of stuff. And he has another really great book called Outrageous, which is a history of people saying you can't say anything anymore, which is something people have been saying for since the beginning of time. And he like literally will just, you know, there's just like shots of people writing newspaper articles from the 1890s, which are like, you know, we're being silenced and you can't say anything anymore and blah, blah. It's just like, it's insane.
Can we get this guy on the show?
I actually really would like to talk to him because he's fantastic. And it's, you just reading all of his books, I've just learned so much about comedy stuff that I didn't know. So he, you know, covers obscure parts of comedy, which are awesome.
I love that.
So yeah,
I love our spread of poppins today.
Yeah,
it's a nice mixture of things.
My Libby app is getting a workout thanks to you guys.
Hell yeah, Libby. Okay, now it's time for our final segment, which is 3 parts gratitude exercise, 1 part petty grousing. The name of the segment is Peaches and Lemons, and the theme song goes right here. Peaches and Lemons. Peaches and Lemons. Wow, a theme song. That's
Indeed.
what it was.
That's what it was.
We'll each start with a lemon, which is a minor bummer or annoyance. Traditionally, I will go first because I love to complain. 4 to 5 a.m. is my ideal wake up time. That's where I want to be.
It's a good wake up time.
I fell off of it for a long time. My schedule got messed up, and I've been trying to push myself backwards. And the problem for the past 2 weeks is I keep waking up at 3 a.m., which is that's not what I want. And it's 3 a.m. on the dot every time. And then I'm awake for 2 hours and then completely crash and then get up again and am fucked. So clearly I am not doing something correct right now, and I would like for it to stop and for me to wake up right before the sun comes up, but not at 3 a.m. Thank you very much.
One of the great things about having worked together for all these years, Leighton, is you responding at 5 a.m. to texts I sent at 10 p.m. And I can wake up to a whole bunch of, just texts. Some of them are podcast related, some of them just friend texts. And, but it's all, for a while, I was like, oh, most mornings I know I'm going to wake up and we see a couple latent texts because you're up early.
Yeah, I mean, lifelong night owl, and then I realized that nothing good is going to happen if I'm up past 11. So at least I can go places in the morning as an anxious person, and nobody's at the grocery store and nobody's on the road, and I can just not be rotting in anxiety and terror, as always happened with staying up too late.
Well, look, I'm going to say my lemon now, too, because it's very similar. I was, in a radically different time zone for 3 weeks, and I've been back for over a week, and I'm still not fucking recovered, and it pisses me off. How? Yes, I went to Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and I was like, okay, give me 5 days. I'll be right as rain. I'm still... my body's still doing that thing where I want to go to sleep and I'm just up. I'm just fully up, and it's 11 o'clock and I have to get up at 6 o'clock to get my kid to school and everything. And it's just driving me insane because I'm like, I'm an adult. I should be able to figure this out, but no. It pisses me off. And it's getting better today. Actually, last night I was able to get to bed around 1:30 and I woke up at 8 today. I'm getting closer, but I need to be on that 11 to 6 a.m. schedule to really
That's
lock
ideal.
It in.
That's kind of the zone, because nothing good is happening for me past midnight.
Yeah. Trey.
It feels like we had a theme because my lemon was also about sleep schedules.
Hell yeah. Great.
Lemon sink.
I love it.
Oh man, this overnight schedule has been killing me, and now we are. It's the preseason for the NFL. Go Ravens! But because of that, I now have to work some of the games, which means you work overnight.
And I think we might have talked about this before we started recording, but you work at a radio station.
Before we started. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have a part-time gig at a radio station. Normally it's political talk radio. We're not going to talk about that, but we are also the partner station for our local sports teams, the Orioles and the Ravens. Also Navy football. It's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But since we're in the preseason, I normally go in at midnight and I work until anywhere from 5 to 8 a.m. But now, because we do the Ravens games and I do the pre and post show, I also have to go in at 3 in the afternoon.
Oh my God.
Which just means some days I'm just not sleeping. And, tack on that, I'm trying to fill out the back of the year with some shows with my band Jamming Way at some conventions and just other events. And no one exists when I exist. So I'll wake up at 5:30 and everyone else is like, oh yeah, no, we're done business for the day. And I'm like, oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. Well, exactly like we were talking about when we were just chatting at the beginning. It's like living in Australia. And I'm trying to communicate with people out here. Yeah. And for a while you're like, what time even is it in the real world. Like it's could be anything. And then you look it up, you're like, oh, okay, it's 1 a.m. Great. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now it is time for Three Peaches, which are cool, good, awesome things that have happened, are happening, or are going to happen. I guess I'll also go first on this one because I'm quick. First peach, I'm coming out of a writing slump because I was really blocked for a bit, and I'm slowly pulling myself out of the hole. That's good. Second peach is I'm a candy enjoyer, big time. I don't like Twix that much, but the ice cream version of Twix is like one of the most peak ice creams you can get.
Like the branded Twix brand ice cream.
Yeah, you usually get them at gas stations, like individually, but they have them.
They have like Snickers and other.
Yeah, they have them, and the Snickers ones are really good too.
Snickers ones are good,
but they have like the boxes of them at the grocery store that I go to now, which is like a big problem for me. But I'm so excited to slam 2 of those later. In my third, because it's got the whatever the little cookie balls that they do. It's amazing. It's such a great twist on the formula. And my last one is that, as usual, I've been playing a lot of Fallout New Vegas, but I finally played basically the last content I've never played, which is I was saving the Lonesome Road DLC just like as a special treat. And I was like, fuck it, why not? We're going to do it. It's great. It gets memed on a ton, so I thought I wasn't going to like it, which was stupid of me.
Well, Ulysses you love memes, cool. So I would think.
Yeah, I'm a big
it.
Meme head, but you know, people call it the yapping DLC because it's just Ulysses yapping at you. But like, Old World Blues exists. That one has like 30 minutes of just dialogue at the beginning of it. But like, Lonesome Road is super linear, which was a nice relief because you're just following a road. Whatever. Anyway, so it was a treat to like enjoy part of my favorite game that I have not touched. So that's my third peach.
Love it.
That's awesome.
Trey, you want to do three peaches for us?
All right, yeah, 3 peaches for me. Speaking of, trying to plan out a lot of stuff, we've got quite a few things for my band Jamming Way coming down the pipe. The next big thing that we're going to be doing is we are heading to Dayton, Ohio. I'm dragging a lot of my best friends out to play TsukiCon over in Dayton. We are figuring out what we're doing for our set list, but they told us that we've got like an undefined amount of time to do whatever we want. So
we're
going to have to figure something stupid to do during that show. I'm looking forward to it.
I love booking a gig where they're like, you've got 3 hours and you're like, oh shit, what?
Yeah.
Like, how?
We're probably going to like, I don't know. One thing that like me, Logan, and some of the other members do is we all have Beyblades. So we might just like host a little mini tournament in the middle of it while we just like play some shows.
You should do that.
Let it rip.
Absolutely, you should do that.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Another peach is just a small one for today. I am like super grateful for my mom. Right before we came, me and my partner both woke up super late. We hadn't eaten. And I was like, what are we going to do? My mom calls almost as if she like senses it. And now that I'm back in Baltimore, I'm like very lucky to be like 5 minutes away from her house. So she's like,
that's so great.
What did you guys eat today? And I'm like, I just woke up. And she's like, your father isn't eating what I made. Come over and just take it. And I'm like, okay, you ain't got to tell me twice. So like literally like an hour before like I set up for the pod, I just ran over to my mom's house, got some beef stew.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
And last is I'm finally like coming out of a content slump. Funny enough, I was going to mention that. Like, I have got a lot of covers and a lot of originals that I've been sitting on and just didn't know what to do with. But the members of my band have decided that they want to get in on the recording end of it. Normally they just show up to play live shows, but they're like, wait, can we like be part of the album? So at some point, we're going to have an album of just old anime covers that'll be dropping at some point.
Oh, that's great.
People
featuring the actual members of the band. They're excited.
That rules.
Wonderful peaches, Brian.
Yes, let's see. Peach number 1 is today I went to a Dodgers game with the one, the only Lasercorn and his 2 kids. Nice. With it was my family, the 3 of us, and the 3 of them, and we just had a great time. I genuinely don't care about sports love going to see a baseball game. Like, it's just Dodgers, go to a Dodgers game. Everybody from LA is out. Everyone's wearing their gear. Everyone's having a good time. It's a fun experience. So
did you have a hot dog?
I did have a Dodger dog. In fact, a super Dodger dog, which is, this is a Dodger dog. This is a super Dodger dog. So you get slightly more hot dog for $1
Bit
more.
of a grower.
Bit of a, yeah. I mean, it's honestly, you can, it is because it's wrapped. When you get it, it's wrapped in foil. And so it's definitely not a shower.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that was great. Second Peach, I did a really fun show last night at the, oh my God, what was it called? The Philosophical Research Society here in LA with, so I'm in this band Hasco Enjoyments with JP Hassan, a friend of ours, friend of the show. Also the amazing guitarist Nick Reinhardt, who plays a lot with Death Grips and a bunch of other acts. You might know he's been out. We toured with Pinback for a bit. So JP, Nick, and I are in a band where we do JP's music, and it's like kind of ambient sort of cool stuff. But we did this show where we played in a courtyard as people were gathering, outside. And then the main point of the show, this was it's like a private society that was founded in the 30s by a guy named Manly P. Hall. And it's kind of like, and it is spelled exactly the way you think it is spelled, Manly P. Hall. And
amazing.
This guy was like an occultist in the 30s and founded this like weird place in LA, which has like a library and is very like magician and occult kind of vibey. He knew Houdini, that sort of thing. And in fact, the main part of the show was a magician and musician named Rob Zabrecki from the band Possum Dixon, who's now mainly is a magician at the Magic Castle and other places. And he gave a talk about Houdini's life. And then after him, another magic type person named Marcy Hume gave a talk about basically female women running seances in the 30s, and how it was a way of women actually getting some power at a time where they didn't have a lot and getting their voices out there. And she basically was just like, here's 4 cool ladies I want to tell you about, and just did a bunch of facts of those. So it was like a Houdini talk and a talk about a bunch of cool women. And we got to play a little bit before it in this very interesting, wild venue, which was a lot of fun.
Everybody at home, think of the name Manly P. Hall and everything that Brian just said. Just picture him for a second, and then I want you to Google and look at Google images of what this guy looks like. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Like, hold on.
Yeah. We'll take a moment, Trey, while you do it. This place was like, apparently it's an event space now. It's like a private thing, but now they just do events there a lot. It is a cool, weird LA 30s space. Yeah, that main picture on Google Images search, Google Images.
That is a striking look.
Pretty dope. I mean,
yeah, this Vincent Price looking motherfucker.
It's like a combination of Vincent Price and Edgar Allan Poe, right?
Yeah,
that's exactly what this picture is.
With a little Gomez Adams thrown in for good measure.
100%. Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at he's looking up in this one. Oh, love it.
All the paintings of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like
a
big deal, I guess. And also knew everyone, in the LA weirdo scene in the 30s. So it was just I love doing gigs in cool, weird places and meeting interesting people.
That's sick.
And my final peach is last week, speaking of JP, I was rehearsing with him for this show, and he's like, oh, dude, I just went to this estate sale. And it turned out to be near where I live, or like 10, 15 minutes away. And it was a guy who was like a TV producer, mostly of game shows in like the 70s and 80s and beyond. And I missed the first day, but Rachel and I went to the second, and they had all sorts of insane shit. And he produced Hollywood Squares, and they had like the big names from Hollywood Squares. I got Linda Blair's.
That's
Yo.
sick.
Yeah. So, and they had a bunch of other ones. Right when we were there was the second day, some guy got Kermit's. It just says Kermit the Frog on it.
Hell yeah.
There are a bunch of Bruce Valanches. They were like the classic, Shadow Stevens, Whoopi Goldberg, like the people who were on all the time. but it was like a bunch of, I mean, the house was clearly like a depressing hoarder type situation. The guy just never threw anything away, but there was some really cool shit to
Morbidly,
find there.
That's the estate sale gold mine, though.
Honestly, it really is. And they're like, do you want every TV guide since 1963? This is your place. Yeah, like literally boxes by decade.
How do I get on the JP
nuts.
estate sale?
Okay, I'll send you the guy. I was so happy. I'll send you the guy's Instagram that did this sale. But like, it was
also, that's the most JP thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, and then
estate sale.
at the next day at the gig, he and Greg Turkington were there, and we were all comparing our estates, our estate sale finds, because Greg got a bunch of great stuff too, and
of course,
like another thing I got at this was it was an LP of Don Rickles. Only put out 2 albums, and apparently there's a common one and a rare one. I didn't even know this. I just got it because it's a Don Rickles one. So I got Don Rickles Speaks on LP, which was great. So
wonderful.
Yeah, cool stuff. So it's just, I'm not like an estate sale guy. I don't really pay attention to it. But if you tell me there's one of the great things about living in LA is every once in a while there's like, there's going to be like a treasure trove of cool shit from the 70s. I will absolutely go to that and see what's up. So, yeah.
Amazing. Well, Tre, what a great way to spend a Sunday evening with you. Thank you so much for being here with us and being so generous with your time. If people want to find you online, and if you have anything that you would like to plug, please.
So if people want to find me on, YouTube, Instagram, all that other social media garbage, my name is at Tre Watson Music, TREWATSON Music. You will also find my music in various games, League of Legends, 2XKO, Doom Eternal. There's places to find me.
Yeah.
Everybody, that's the end of the show for this week. Take care of yourselves. Go to patreon.com/lateandnight. And I highly recommend actually that you don't do that. But if you wanted to, you could support the show that way. And my dog is desperate to be off my lap so she can shove her head in her toy chip bag.
She has been so noisy today.
I was gonna apologize because she yawned. Like, it's so rude of her.
Yeah,
but like ever since I got this chip bag toy, all she wants to do is run around with her chip bag.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, thanks again, Tre. It was great talking to you.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I hope we get to see each other in person sometime.
Absolutely. Got to make it happen.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Late Night is produced by Brian Wecht and Leighton Gray. Sign up for our Patreon at patreon.com/LeightonNight. Follow us on Twitter at LeightonNight, on Instagram at Leighton_night, or email us at leightonnight@gmail.com.